Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Hold My Nugget Studios once again for the culmination of the 2025 NBA season. For the first time in 9 years, the greatest two words in sports, it's Game 7. The Oklahoma City Thunder host the Indiana Pacers in your NBA Finals game highlight commentary. In a series where basketball fans claimed that it'd be incredibly boring because they don't have big market teams, both these squads put together a legendary NBA Finals and are both on the cusp of winning their first NBA title. Both Canadians would put in jumpers to get the scoring started for both squads. The international baskets would continue. Pascal Siakam would connect on a three, and then it's time to call on the power of the NBA's terrorists, the Taliban. Osama bin Burton, Hal Qaeda would connect on 3 consecutive threes to give the Indiana Pacers a 4-point lead.
You bald fraud!
Skinhead Caruso would respond with one of his own. OKC would even the score at 16 apiece, and then tragedy would strike. Tyrese Halliburton would go down with a very unfortunate torn Achilles. He'd be done for the remainder of the game and most likely the entirety of next season. Just like Kevin Durant in the 2019 Finals, coming into this game, Tyrese Halliburton knew the stakes. He knew the risk, knowing that with the strained calf, he could possibly end up tearing his Achilles. But what do you expect a competitor to do? It's Game 7, the biggest game of your life. You think you're going to sit on the sideline? If you're going to lose an Achilles, you might as well lose it fighting with your team. The entire postseason, he absolutely shocked the world. Was rated the most overrated in the NBA, only to showcase he was absolutely undeniable. Game after game, series after series, he showed up big. And even if he went down in Game 7, this playoff run will never be forgotten. Speedy, safe, and successful recovery in the future for you, my brother. For Indiana, the game must go on. Pascal Siakam would slice to the basket, even the score at 18 apiece. OKC would make the lead 4 again, but Pascal Siakam continues the scoring. Under 30 seconds left to go in the quarter, Williams with a magnificent layup inside. Mathurin would respond with a 3 at the top of the second.
You bald fraud!
Caruso would connect on a dunk. The MVP would put in a jumper. OKC would take a 5-point lead. Insert the great white hope. TJ McConnell comes straight into the game and would produce with a bucket. Andrew Nebhard would drive to the basket, get a beautiful layup to cut the deficit down to 1. Oklahoma City would respond with a Lou Dort Haitian 3. Benedict No Cumberbatch Mathurin would put in a 3 to put Indiana up by 3, but then Oklahoma City would respond right back as Hartenstein would connect on an and 1. We close out the first half with a deep 3 from Nebhard, and despite losing Tyrese Halliburton, the Pacers go into the break leading by 1. Into the second half we go, where the Pacers would try to pull off a miracle with the final 24 minutes, but unfortunately Lou Dort would pull off a deep 3 to give Oklahoma City the lead. Chet Holmgren with a spectacular block, and the turnovers and miscues for the Pacers would begin. In the third quarter alone, they turned the basketball over 8 times. Next possession, Miles Turner would connect on a 3 to even the score at 56 apiece. The MVP would respond with one of his own. And for the next 10 minutes, nobody, and I mean nobody on the Indiana roster that's not named TJ McConnell would score a bucket. He scored the last 12 points in the quarter for the Pacers. And keep in mind, he wasn't cooking the entire game. He had 7 turnovers in this contest, but he was able to turn it on late through the third quarter, whether it was through jump shots, slashing to the basket, was able to cut the deficit all the way down to 4. But that's where their luck would run out, because OKC would go on a run that would claim them a championship. TJ McConnell would turn the basketball over again. They'd get a layup from Wallace in transition. Williams would put in a layup as well. OKC could not be stopped. Indiana would miss 12 consecutive attempts on the basket. Chet Holmgren would get 5 blocks in this game. Oklahoma City would stretch their lead all the way up to 21. Benedict Mathurin would begin to start to chuck the basketball, get away with turnovers, but his surge of offense was not enough to make this a game for Indiana, because despite their offensive surge, they could not stop the Thunder in transition. On a possession in which the Pacers absolutely needed a basket, Lou Dort would force the turnover on Andrew Nebhard. hard, and they'd have to watch the clock drop down to 0, as for the first time in franchise history, the Oklahoma City Thunder have claimed an NBA championship, and for the Indiana Pacers, it's absolute heartbreak having to ask themselves, what if Tyrese Halliburton had never gotten hurt? Despite the fact that injuries are part of the game, you never want to see yourself go out like this, but that doesn't change the fact that Oklahoma City is your 2025 NBA Finals champions. SGA is the Finals MVP as he swept all of the major awards: MVP, Western Conference Final MVP, NBA Final MVP, all while averaging 30 for the series, as they would tell the Indiana Pacers to take out their Metro cards and get aboard the L train. But in the end, they would go somewhere different, because they've arrived at Elimination Station for their failures of being able to overcome Tyrese Halliburton's injury, their failures of pulling off the Cinderella story. Consider their names written down the Death Note, because their dreams of capturing their true goal this season, their dreams of shocking the world, their dreams of hoisting up that Larry O'Brien trophy for the first time in franchise history has been absolutely deleted.
You will rest in peace.
Delete confirm.
Welcome to hell, motherfucker!
I hear the Shadow Realm's lovely this time of year. Let's find out if it's true!
Hey, I appreciate you watching the entire video. Make sure to hit the subscribe button and the like button on the way out if you haven't already. And on top of that, hit that notification bell as well. For whatever reason, YouTube's only showing my videos to 20% of my subscribers. So if you have already turned on the notification bell, turn it off, turn it back on. If you never turn it on, turn it on. I appreciate you.